Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video of my channel, Morgan Christina. I wanted to start off my channel with, since it is the end of New Year's, like New Year's is 2 days for me, I decided to do my 12 favorite books of the new year. This is like your introduction to me. I'm gonna make like an intro video soon about all things y'all need to know about me, and I hope y'all can come along with me on my journey of, making YouTube videos, learning about me, learning about life, and growing, because I'm just a 20-something-year-old individual who actually enjoys reading now, and younger me will be so surprised in saying this. So let's get on to the video. These books are in no particular order. I read over 100 books this year, mostly on Kindle. Not gonna lie, like, me and my Kindle, we besties actually. So I have 4 physical physical books with me, and then the rest of them are on either Kindle Unlimited or I bought them ebooks. I read a lot of ebooks, not gonna lie. So first book I'm gonna start off with my hardbacks. I'm more of a romance girly. I do read a lot urban too, and I'm trying to get into my fantasy. Like, I started Legendborn not too long ago. So the first book I have is Excuse Me Why I Ugly Cry by Joya Godfrey. It's basically this girl, it's a whole bunch of lies, and she has a notebook, and she's trying to she has like multiple things. Like, she's getting blackmailed about the notebook, and then she has a crush on this one guy, and long story short, he's with her to like tackle all the things she needs to do on her checklist, and they ended up falling in love, I guess. They're young, so and yeah, they end up getting together. I guess this is a spoiler, but it's a real like cute book, and I saw myself a lot in the main character and wanting to live up to parents' expectations and whatnot. So I hope y'all will look into this book. The next book, hard copy I have, is Cross the Line by Simone Solanti. I gave it 4 stars, but his brother's best friend, F1 driving. The FMC has a chronic illness, and it's real funny to me. Like, I was laughing a whole bunch. It's corny and full of smiles. So like, when I look into rating a book on my, even though I gave it 4 stars, it's memorable. And I just finished it, and it's hard, like paperback. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this was cute. Like, sometimes you need like icebreakers to break like up the heaviness of books and stuff, because I do read a lot of urban, so they be going through. But honestly, I'm not nobody's Bonnie. But yeah, the next 2 books I have are they're from Magnolia Parks. I read the full Magnolia Parks series this year, and girl, I'm gonna do a whole separate video about Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates, because I read her books too. But Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, Into the Dark was like the perfect ending of her series and stuff. And yeah, I annotate my books, so like, I'm not a crier, but there were times in both books that I wanted to cry and stuff. But Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, when I tell you, this was probably like my favorite book of the whole like Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates series. Yeah, like, I dang near cried, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but a lot of things happen, and I listen to music while I read. So like, all I'm gonna say is listen to, what's it called? It's a Billie Eilish song, Wildflower by Billie Eilish, towards the end, and something happens, and yeah. But seeing Magnolia and BJ navigate, and then seeing her with Julian, and honestly, I know a lot of people hate Magnolia because she's aggy and stuff, but that's the reason like I love her. Like, she would do all these things that I would never, I mean, I wouldn't say I would never do, but it would take a lot of courage for me to do. And I just love like seeing her life and seeing how rich people navigate their lives. And she's a black girl or mixed girl, and she hasn't been falling to her feet, and she's really that girl. Like, come on. Also, Magnolia and BJ go through so much, but come on, they're literally childhood friends, lovers, low-key, but toxic, and so much happens. So the next book I'm going to talk about is, I have my iPad right here. I'm going to do like the Princess Bride by J.J. McAvoy series. Is 3 of them together, because I read them back to back, so it's basically like a 600-page book to me. And this is basically like, trying to remember it, the prince is, he's a prince of the small town and he needs money, or like the country needs money. So the girl, the FMC, has to basically marry him in order to keep their country alive. And she had, it's basically like, think Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. That's the vibes it was giving. And if you want to read like a princessy book but that's like real and touch on real issues like race and everything, I would suggest that book. The next book is The Mixtape by Brittainy Cherry. She's a black author. JJ McAvoy is black too. And basically this book is about the MMC. His brother died. He's a twin. He dies and he's going through a lot of stuff. And the FMC, she's a aunt. She's a chef, and you just see them form this beautiful relationship. And she has a daughter of him learning to like accept his grief and to go about grief and stuff. And it's just really, it's really beautiful. So I would suggest that. Synopsis, think, he's not a rapper, so like alt, no, he's not alt. Think like art, no. It's like, okay, Rovio, or who, Rovio, I'm gonna put his comment like right who I'm talking about, as a good example of who the MMC like makes his music like, to me. So yeah. Then the next book we have is Fast by Millie Belizaire. I'm a sucker for friends to lovers, but let me tell you, check your trigger warnings when I say about this book. They're two best friends. The girl's mom, the FMC mom's life, she moves in with her aunt. Some things happen in the household, but she's always had the MMC, and you just kind of see them going about life. And then she ends up disappearing, and some good things happen to her when she disappears, and then they reconnect eventually. And yeah, but it is cool seeing like a friends to lovers, because I don't know, I love that trope so much, because I think realistically that might have, well, I don't know, that's my hope in like my personal life, friends to lovers, because yeah, that's just me. And then this is an author. The next book I have is The Strings Blurred, which is the second book in this trio by Fatima Alabi. She's a UK author, black, and it's a K-pop singer and best friend's brother trope. That's the tropes, but a lot happened, so you have to read the first book to read the second book. But I like the second book more, and now I'm patiently waiting. Like, I need the arc for the third book actually, like, Miss Fatima, please. And he's a big pop star. He's like, in the first book you see her kind of struggling because she has a twin and something happens. She's basically like the cause of her father's death, and her twin blames her for it, and they're twins. So when she was getting all the ridicule and everything, her twin sister was going through it, and she couldn't really stick up for her, and that's when the twin sister started hating her. Long story short, she's always had you. That's the MMC, and yeah. So you just see their journey and her best friend. And the second book, tragedy strikes at the end of the first book, and then the second book it picks up back off like 10 years later. They're both, and I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but if you want a K-pop like drama with like a black girl and an Asian guy, read that. The next book I'm gonna tell y'all to read, or the next book on my 12 favorite books, I guess I could say, as Losing Control by Ladii Nesha. I read this book twice. Almost all of them are on Kindle Unlimited, except no, all of them are on Kindle Unlimited actually. This book is hilarious. Like, the FMC and the MMC are like, I need to stop using the word like, but they are, they start off rocky. Like, they're hilarious. It's not enemies to lovers, because there was no enemies. It's just like, just a lot of banter, a lot of clashing. Like, she's living in her man at one point. He steals it to prove a point. So if you need like a funny book to keep you laughing, I would say read that book. And he's a rapper, she's a tea maker actually, and yeah, two black people, they end up getting in love, but her ex from the past shows up, and mind you, the book starts off as her like in a drive-by. He dies, finds out he doesn't die, and she was being a dumb girl, and she takes him back when he comes back up to life. Girl, like, y'all, a lot happens, not gonna lie, but it's hilarious. And if y'all wondering why I read a lot, well, I listen to music while I read and I skim, not gonna lie. I think my favorite book of 20s, well, I'm gonna save that for last actually. So the next book I'm gonna recommend to y'all, or my next favorite book, is All In by Zee Renee. It's about a no-tech and a football player, and she has bad anxiety and some other mental problems, and he just had a like rough time growing up, and you just see them exploring like loving each other, dealing with outside forces of family, like hood life, him trying to navigate, trying to keep like, work his hardest to stay out the hood and stop, you know, doing what he's got going on, and she's working, building up her business and stuff. And it was cool because I never read a book about no tech, but that's so Atlanta, like, yeah. The next book I want to talk about is The Problems with Players by Brittainy Cherry. She's like one of my auto read authors, not gonna lie. If I'm gonna read a book, like, yeah, it's a lot of books. Like, I filmed me, like, I did 12 books of the, like, an advent calendar with 12 books I just haven't been posting on, because I'm gonna just do one big. I don't know why, I should have did it, like, daily, but everything, that's all I can say with me. But, think he's an ex-baseball player. I think he gets injured, and she's a baseball coach on her, like, she's the coach of her local high school. It's a small town. She's a sister of the other sister, because it's 2 books so far. She's the sister of the book The Problem with Dating by Brittainy Cherry. That was also another good book. I guess I'll do honorable mentions too, but think Pitch vibes. Like, she, when I picture her, I think Jenny Baker but darker. And it was cool. I love a good sports book because I love sports. Like, the football game is actually on right now, Falcons versus the Commanders, and if y'all know, we rep ATL hard over here. So yeah, I would say, I'm trying to think about the book because I read it so long ago, but it was 5 stars. So also, everything is linked on my Goodreads. Like, I spill everything about the books I read and stuff on my Goodreads. But yeah, small town sports. It's kind of like Second Chance. And what else can I tell you about the book? She's an older sister, so think, like, I'm an only child, so I really can't. I can relate some. We're not getting into me. I'm talking to y'all about books actually. So, yeah, she's dealing with being avoidant and being so used to being alone, I think. And she was engaged, I believe. I think, let me see. But it took me on a roller coaster. Avery. Okay, yeah, ex-best friend. Avery is hilarious, but I don't know. I'm not a wishy-washy person, so like those are things that kind of aggravate me with MNCs. But yeah, I would give it a 6. I would give it a 5 star. I only have 1 6. Well, I would say the third, but this book is my 6-star read, and then my other 6-star read, well, Fast by Millie, Belizaire, my last book of the whole 12 books, the 12 books, my 12 favorite books, is On Merit Alone by Adorabol Huckleby Ordaz. This book right here, okay, it's a long book. It's like 600 pages. But when I'm reading on my Kindle, I really can't tell how long a book is, not gonna lie. That's just me. Cause I read and I watch TV, or I read and I listen to music, but this book is about Merritt, who is the FNC, and then I forgot the name of the MNC, but she's basically alone. Like, both of her parents died, her grandparents passed away, so literally alone. And she's dealing with overcoming loneliness, and then an injury in basketball, and that's how the MMC comes into play, because he had the same injury, and she's asked him to basically coach her. And this is her first time in her, like, relationship, letting people in, and stuff like that, and it's a really cool story. So but yeah, also she made Adorabol. Huckleby made another book. I think it's like the terms of the terms of inheritance, and that's a really good book. But that book, the girl goes through a lot. So yeah, Mary is like lonely and dealing with life by herself, and she kind of realizes it doesn't have to be this way. Sometimes it does, so that's just me. But yeah, those are all the books. I'll like list them all, and I hope I'll like post of everything. I hope y'all read one of them and tell me how it is, or come back to this video and like comment if you read the book or not. And yeah, I hope I made you smile, and stay tuned for more content. Thank y'all. Peace out.